Better? Okay. All right. Well, hey, church, it's October the 12th, and we are in Genesis chapter 1. We'll do verses 11 through 13. We're going to be in day 3 of the 6 days of creation. And God said, "Let the earth sprout forth vegetation yielding seeds, and fruit trees bearing fruit, in which is their seed, each according to its kind on earth." And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and trees bearing fruit, in which is their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. So we have a lot going on in this passage. And actually, part of what has already happened is God has created a couple of different spaces. He's created the seas, the sea space. He's created the land space, and he's created the sky space, the heavens, the expanse. And then here we find ourselves, so he's formed the three spaces, land, sea, sky, and now he's beginning to fill the land space by producing vegetation. Most of us here at Bethel adhere to a young earth creation. The language here in the Old Testament that Moses uses, he uses evening and morning, the third day. The word for day is yom. It's literally a 24-hour day. And if you have problems with that, you simply just go to Exodus 20, verse 11, where Moses says, God created the earth in 6 days, the earth and everything in it, and then he rested on the seventh day. And the seventh day, he doesn't use the evening and morning language. He just simply rests. So here, God is preparing something. He is preparing the earth with seed-bearing plants and trees. And notice he says, each according to its kind or its own kind. So there's no room for any kind of evolution here, whether you believe in Darwinian evolution or theistic evolution. There's no room for evolution. It's literally, God has put reproductive limits on the plants, so he has taken care of order in nature. You don't have to open a can of peanut butter and have your net handy, because you know it's still going to be peanut butter when you open the lid. So God is producing after its own kind. He's producing order in nature, and he's limiting the reproductive nature of each plant and tree, because the seeds produce after its own kind. Now, we know in science there's all kinds of grafting and manipulating of things, but God is very clear on this. We also notice here that after this day, after he created light, in verse 10, he said it was good, verse 4, I'm sorry. And after he creates the land, the plants, the trees, he says it's good. He doesn't say it's good after the second day. Now, if you follow this, if he started the first day of creation on Sunday with light day and night, and then the second day would be Monday. So he didn't say that that day was good, so he must have been having a bad Monday. Excuse the dad joke. But at any rate, he says that what he does is good. And after he says it, he voices it, we also know that it's been confirmed that what he said is actually what happened. He didn't just say something and something else happened. He directly was involved in his creation. The Hebrew word that we get is Elohim, which is a Hebrew plural word but it's one God, and from that we have an inkling of the Trinity, because it's Elohim, it's plural, the Creator God. And we know from Job and from the Psalms, other places in the Bible, that Father, Son, Holy Spirit were all involved in the creation of the world. In the book of Job, he actually tells us that the angels sang as the earth was created. So we know that very early on, the angels were also there. We also know that we have to really dig in and look carefully and closely at the Bible to see what's going on. We know that God made order from chaos. If you look at just something really simple as the evening and the morning denoting a day, we know that when it's evening, when it's kind of that twilight duskiness, it's hard to see things. It's hard to distinguish things. And in the clear of day, we see things better and it's more orderly. So we see God going from chaos to order each creation day. We also note the third day. We know that lots of things happen in the Bible on the third day. And we know that that's just something to keep in mind. Now, as God formed and filled, the application I come up with is God has filled each one of us. And he wants us to fill by the works, by the talents, by the gifts that he's giving us. He wants us to fill his creation by overflowing with our good works. I could go on and on about this passage. There's much more here. I would urge you to read chapters 1 and 2 very carefully, and you'll find all kinds of hidden treasure. Until next time, have a great day. God bless.